welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another Mifa gel polish mani. They sent me over this fall kit. It was a little last minute, but I saw the colors in the kit and was super excited. It includes 20 polishes, and you also get a gel base coat, a gel top coat, a regular shiny, and a matte top coat in this kit. So here are the colors. I went ahead and swatched them all out off camera because 20 is just honestly just a lot to be doing on camera. So here are the colors. These have got like the perfect Christmas and fall colors. It's got some nudes. This literally has all of the colors that you could want for Christmas and for fall. So this is like the perfect kit for fall and winter, except for like the blues. It could have more blues. That's why I said Christmas with the red and green and gold and stuff. But these are all like perfect fall colors, and I just got the sub box from Ococo Decals, the first one ever, and this is a decal sheet that is included in the October sub box. She just started doing the sub box this month, so I wanted to use some of the decals with this mani because I absolutely loved the decals. I'll be posting a short of the unboxing of the sub box, so be on the lookout for that as well. So here are the colors I decided to use. I decided to match that decal on the top center, and I wanted to use an orange because I'm obsessed with orange. So I decided to use a glitter orange and then a regular orange, and then the brown just kind of pulled out the leaves and that other flower. I didn't want to use black because I feel like that would have made it too dark, and I wanted to keep it more fall. These decals in this sub box were like fall and Halloween, but I don't do Halloween. I don't celebrate Halloween. It's not something that's for me. Some people love Halloween, and good for you if you do, but me personally, I don't do Halloween. And I don't really like Halloween on my nails just because that's not my style. But I mean, to each his own, or her own, or however you want to say that, to each their own style. So I like to keep mine more fall. And so I decided to do the flowers, and that's what we're going to do for this. Please do not come for me in the comments that I don't like Halloween. It's just not my style. I will watch Hostel, I'll watch Saw, but I really don't like being scared unless I'm on a roller coaster. So that's just what it is. All right, so moving on to the mani. For doing the mani, I know you noticed that I did skip my middle finger with the gel base coat. Since I do have the white tips, I literally am just wearing white tips with a glitter top coat, just like a white shimmer top coat. I decided that I was just going to use the tip color as the base for the decal that I was going to do. I figured it was perfect because I like to do white under my decals, and for this decal I thought that the sparkle would be super awesome underneath, so I just left the middle finger alone, and I do the decal at the very end of the video, and I do it completely separate. So I decided that I was going to use this orange glitter on the pinky because, I mean, the pinky deserves a little bit of flair too, right? So it's got the sparkles in it. It's got the gold sparkles, but they're kind of like matching the brown. So they're not like super gold, but they're not bronze or copper either. They're just really pretty, and they match the brown really well. So I decided to put that on the pinky, and I wanted to show y'all how it applied and how I do my gel polish. I know a lot of people are nervous for gel polish because they're really weirded out about all the allergies, as am I, that everybody's been getting lately. HEMA and gel allergies are like a super huge thing that I am so nervous of as well. But that shouldn't keep you from trying out gel polish because you can do it really safely if you take your time. Now, I used to not be able to polish my nails for anything, so also if you're new with applying gel polish and you're nervous about getting it on your skin, you can always put a liquid latex barrier on your skin, or wear, like, I know Maniology has them for stamping, and I know other places do. They're like latex, almost like a cuticle guard band-aid thing. I totally recommend those when you are doing gel polish while you're learning. And that's what I used to do. I would just paint the liquid latex around my cuticle and all over my skin where the gel could possibly touch. And then at the end, I would peel it off or wash my hands really good, and it would just come off at the end. Just because I wasn't really good at painting my nails, especially with my non-dominant hand. it just was a whole mess. And when I would cure it, it would just be a lot. So now I've gotten a lot better. So here's how I paint them very slowly. I've actually sped up this part to about 1.7, which would tell you how slow I'm actually going while painting the gel on. I am very careful and I get very, very little on my skin just because I get so nervous. I don't want to develop a gel allergy because lately I have been gel obsessed and I cannot like see my nail life without gel. One of my friends recently had to cut out all of the gels that she was using, and she had to relearn how to do everything without gel. And it was a learning curve, and she was so frustrated. And it was really sad to see her go through that. And I just can't imagine having to go through that. And I know other people have, but that was somebody that I'm really close with. And it was just really a lot to witness. So I'm very careful about my gel polish application. As y'all can see, I'm barely getting any on my skin. Now, it does help that the formula is really good and not runny. It does not run all over. The gel polish is what I'm talking about. The gel polish is not going to run all over my skin. When I place it down, it stays where I put it. And the brush is smaller because I do have smaller nails. Like, it's not as wide as some other brushes. So I'm able to keep the gel polish kind of exactly where I want it and not have to worry about it getting all over my skin, which is something that I really do love about these polishes. I know if y'all are not new to my channel, if y'all have been around for a little bit, y'all know how much I rave about these polishes. I am just a DIYer at home, so the 5 ml bottles are perfectly fine for me. I wouldn't suggest them maybe if you're working in a salon unless you're okay with buying several of the kits. But these polishes really are good quality. I know that sometimes Amazon brands can be kind of sketchy and kind of iffy, but I really do like these polishes. Ever since I tried them last year, I've really been loving these polishes. I use them with a lot of my nail art, which sometimes is not possible. If you don't have a good polish, you have to do layers and layers. But I've been able to draw designs out and make swirls and do all kinds of different designs with these polishes as well. So they are actually dual purpose. You can paint your whole nail or you can do designs. Now I've got my first layer done. I wasn't sure what color I was going to do the thumb, but I thought since I had 2 orange nails, even though they aren't the same, that I would do the thumb brown just to tie in the mani all together so that the orange wasn't overpowering. So as you can see on the thumb, it's just beautiful. Like I don't do 1 layer of gel polish usually. I always do 2. Just because that's how I am, unless I am putting something over the entire nail. Like if I'm doing a black and I'm doing chrome over top of it, then I don't need the black to be super, super opaque and I can just do 1 layer. Or if I'm putting a decal over my white, I don't need it to be super opaque. So there's just certain times I only do 1 layer of a color, but I am totally fine if I have to do 2 layers of a color because that's what I usually do anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. Also, I do cure these polishes for 30 seconds unless I'm doing darker colors, like if I'm doing wine or really dark, deep colors, wine, black, like a deep purple, I will do 60 seconds to make sure that the light can penetrate. But since these are lighter colors, I just do them for 30 seconds on that first layer. And then I like to do my gel polish for 60 seconds on the second layer just to make sure they're cured before I go in with my base coat and my top coat. So now I left the second coat in. I usually don't leave my second coat of gel polish in, but I wanted to leave it in for y'all so you can just see how much deeper that extra layer gives. So also if you're wanting a more like sheer look on your polishes, you want to just leave them with the 1 layer because it will give you that sheer look that you're going for. But if you want a deeper color, you can do 2 or even 3 layers of gel polish to get a super opaque, darker color. Because the more layers you put on is going to deepen the color. Like you'll really notice it in the pinky when you see that next layer, like how much more orange the color gets. So with just the 1 layer, it was like a soft, simple, almost like a yellow orange, but the second layer just pulls that orange and glitter just deeper. And then the thumb, I do a second layer as well, just to get that super rich color. Now, after I apply all of the colors, I do put my hand in the lamp for 60 seconds. But before I do that, I make sure that all of the gel is off my skin. I've been lately liking to use an orange wood stick just because I dip it in a little bit of alcohol and I get a super like crisp wipe with everything. It's just been something that I've been preferring lately to do. So here are the second layer done. I will put a layer of base coat before I do a gel top coat. I do that even when I do gel polish, even though it does smooth out really nice, because I like to hide any simple imperfection that I could possibly have, just in case I decide to do a matte top coat, because y'all know that matte top coat is unforgiving. You will see every dent, dimple, wrinkle, mess up, smudge, anything that you have going on, you will see it in a matte top coat. The same thing with chrome. But I decided at the last minute that I wasn't going to do a matte top coat because I didn't want to mix the matte and the glossy and the decal in order to see the shimmer through the flowers that I was enjoying. It had to be shiny. Because I was going to do the glitter pinky shiny and the middle finger with the decal shiny and then the other nails matte. But I ended up just making them all shiny. So now I'm going to do the top coat on the nails, which I did speed up because it's repetitive just like the base coat, so I figure I would just speed it up a little bit for y'all. Also, in case you're wondering about the glove that I'm wearing, I have been so forgetful with this glove and I've been trying to remember, but sometimes I just get so distracted during a mani that I forget to put it on. I am using gel polish, so putting my hand in and out of the lamp several times, it just gives my skin extra UV exposure, UV LED exposure on my hands. And I mean, I don't want my hands to look like crazy old. I don't want to get any skin cancer. I don't want anything crazy. So I've been trying to put the glove on. And I do know that a YouTuber that I watch having a hard time thinking of her handle right now, but I watch and she actually puts sunscreen on underneath of her glove to protect her hands. Super genius, and I need to start doing that. So, it's just for skin protection. The glove is. So now on to my decal application. I like to use super pointy scissors because it just gets the decal cut closer versus super big scissors. I used to use the scissors that you use in grade school, just like regular scissors, but that when I switched to these, I was just like super stoked with how easy it was. So I definitely recommend getting some small scissors that are super sharp and can cut very, very close to your image, because not all images are round like this and you want to get as close to your image as possible when cutting out your decal. All right, so here is the sticky base coat that I'm going to use. I have literally not put anything on the middle finger. It just has a top coat on it still. So I get my stamper ready, I get my sticky base coat out, and then I like to take the decal, and I used to put them face up, but I've started putting them face down because you can see how the paper is going to get soaking wet on the back, and you can see when it's ready to be pulled out of the water. If you notice that the white has completely disappeared, that's when I give it about 5 or 10 seconds after all of that has happened and it's ready to be pulled out of the water. I compare these are exactly like those temporary tattoos that I used to wear, or I don't know if any of y'all did as kids. We'd get the cheap tattoos, the temporary water ones, and put them on everywhere. And it's literally the same exact process. You just wait for the backing to get super saturated, and then you can just pull off the backing and the decal is right there. But in the other case with the tattoo, it's stuck on your skin for however many days until you wear it off or wipe it with alcohol. So I like to do the decal first so that I can let the decal fully dry while I am waiting for the sticky base coat to dry on my nail. Once I apply the sticky base coat to my nail, it just gives it that sticky base is what it's called. It gives it that sticky bottom so the decal will stick to the nail over the top coat, because usually items would slip off. Like I wouldn't paint on top of that. So I would need some kind of a sticky base, whether it be base coat, dip base, or gel base coat, or this base coat that I'm using is meant for stamping, but I have been obsessed with using it for decals, as y'all may know by now if you've been here for a minute. I give it about 15 seconds or so to get a little bit tacky, and then I apply the decal. I like to do that because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to work with the decal. Like I can move it around where I want it to be before having it completely set, and then when I try to move it, it will rip. So I like to put it on when it's still a little bit wet so that I don't have any problems moving it around and flattening it out. These decals are very stretchy and you are able to tug at them and tug all of the wrinkles out. But I like to make sure that I have enough time to do that and not rip it. And I haven't ripped one of these in a long time since she switched her paper to a little bit stretchier material. So I absolutely love that about these decals. And right now I'm just kind of fitting it to the nail, flattening it out, pushing it around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some acetone and I'm going to take a brush. I use a flat end or an angled brush, and I just take acetone and I melt the edges. What this will do is this seals the decal into the nail so that it will seal the edges and kind of like cling wrap it to my nail so that I have a little bit of a seal. And for the free edge lately, I have been liking to take a file and I take the grittier end of the file. So I use a 100-180 grit file most of the time on my nails. So I'll take the 100 side and I'll just do one swipe kind of at an angle downwards to cut the decal on the sides. And that's been working for the free edge area. But for the cuticle line, I've been liking to cut the decal mostly or fit it properly around the cuticle line. And it just has to melt just a little bit into the nail and it works beautifully. If you are struggling with applying decals, I would definitely start trying to pre-cut the decal at the cuticle line as best as you can and fit it to your nail closer before application. And then once you have your decal on, it's a lot easier, because I know a lot of people have messaged me asking me how I do the cuticle line so nice and how I get it so clean and crisp. Pre-cutting the decal helps a ton, or fitting the decal when you apply it at your cuticle line and then letting it hang over the free edge. And then using a little bit of acetone at the cuticle line just melts it in as well. So, moving on to the next part, y'all saw that I don't ever cut the cuticle like that, it will hurt. I filed the free edge and I just used a little bit more acetone at the end to just kind of seal where I filed it so that everything would lay nice and flat. After I do that, I like to seal, when I'm doing gel completely, I like to seal my decal in with a gel base. The first layer, I just try to cover up as much as I can and cap the edges. But I actually do 2 layers of gel base coat on my decal. The first layer is just a rough, thin coverage, capping the edges, getting as much of the decal, making sure that none of the gel base is on my skin, but fully covering the decal. And then my second layer is to cover it and protect it again. But after I've done the 2 layers of base coat, I go in with a layer of top coat and basically seal everything in, cover the decal really nicely. I cap the edges, which means just go over the edges like I did just there, and then make sure that the decal is fully, completely sealed, because I don't want my decal to be lifting. I did not put any peel base on this Manny, so I'm hoping it lasts me about a week. We are on day 3 of it right now as of recording this video, and everything looks good. There's no lifting, no peeling, popping, anything. So I turn my nail upside down to level the gel top coat. I want it to just level out nice since it's over the decal. And then I throw my hand in the lamp for the final 60 seconds. And here is what it looks like at the end. I love how this turned out. I love these polishes. I will leave the link in the description box for y'all to check out this kit. If you have not checked it out, I definitely recommend checking out these polishes. I will also leave the link to check out some of these decals. This sub box itself is currently sold out, I am pretty sure, but I will leave the link to the website so you can check out some of the other decals that she is releasing or has recently released. So I hope y'all give them a try. I hope y'all love this video as always. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, you can either email me, you can comment below, or you can always message me on Instagram. Thank you for spending some of your time today with me, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.